let's get into the transfer portal stuff and let's start hot. Yeah, you knew we were going to talk about it. His name is Caleb Downs, and he is a dog. Out of high school, we knew this guy. Minka Fitzpatrick 2.0. That's what it was. A guy that's going to come out as a true freshman in immediate impact, and he absolutely did. He was really good. He was really, really good for them. And, I don't know that he's officially entered the transfer portal, but he's declared his intentions to enter the transfer portal. So we're going to talk about it.
It takes a couple of days usually for things to actually process through the school, through the NCAA. You know how slow they are. Goddamn NCAA. But yes, it sounds like he can still come back. He can still withdraw and come back. But for all intents and purposes, this video sounds like he'll end up at a new school next year. We're hearing a couple schools from our end. Where do you think he's going to end up at? Where are you hearing?
I'm here in Ohio State. I think that's kind of the place because Georgia didn't his brother there was something that happened with his brother at Georgia, right?
I have not. I would love to know about that. To be honest, I've been hearing a lot of Georgia and Ohio State was the other school, obviously. Georgia is a guy. Obviously, he grew up in the state of Georgia. A lot of ties there. Obviously, T. Rob is over at Georgia, which we talked about in our Kalen DeBoer video. Um, and obviously Kirby Smart knows him very well. He wants to be developed. He can do that at both Ohio State and Georgia, and I would argue Bama as well to be a focal point in that Kane Womack defense, which that 4-2-5 loves that safety and obviously can funnel everything to him. But yeah, this is a playmaker here. He was obviously a stud his year one. He was my SEC newcomer prediction of the back in August, and obviously that came true as he was a stud. He was second team All American. Over 100 tackles at the safety position for a true freshman in the SEC is ridiculous. He was everywhere. He returned punts for them at times this year. Minka Fitzpatrick was the comp, and it could not have been more true. But he's his own player. Obviously, he was the guy that Bama fans wanted to keep more than anybody. A lot of the other guys, a couple guys we'll talk about in this episode. Bama fans probably had a sense they were probably heading out. Caleb Downs was the guy they really, really wanted. He's a guy that you can build your team, build your defense around, culture, scheme, playmaking, all that good stuff that he brings to you. Not only the tangibles, but the intangibles as well. You cannot say enough good things about Caleb Downs. I wish him nothing but the best, and I'm sure Alabama fans do as well. But it sucks for them to lose a guy like that, and that's the unfamiliar territory for Alabama fans, right? Usually, you're taking that best player on someone else's defense, and now Caleb Downs, right, a guy that stood out over multiple first round picks this year. It sucks.
Yeah. So what I was referring to earlier about Caleb Downs' brother, which by the way, I called him Caleb Downs' brother. His name's Josh Downs, and he plays in the NFL, and he was absolutely electric for the North Carolina Tar Heels. He was never recruited by Georgia, and I think the relationship with the parents, I don't know. I've heard some things. I'm not trying to speculate, but Georgia, I think, would be the ideal landing spot for him. I'm not saying that he will land there necessarily. My pick for this was Ohio State, but I think ideally, an ideal landing spot for him would be at Georgia, right? But there will be plenty of other teams that are going to dump a bag to get this guy. Dump a bag. There's already Aggie. I'm on in a bunch of Aggie communities or whatever. You're already hearing people just like talk about this is like the guy that you would dump your entire NIL fund for, which I don't necessarily agree with for positional value purposes. But he is that spectacular of an athlete, and you mentioned everything. He's unbelievable at everything he does. And out of high school, we knew that this was going to happen. We knew he was this good. We knew he was this good. He will be in the NFL. He just will be drafted from a different team than Alabama. So we'll see. I mean, is Alabama out of this, you think, completely?
No, to me, what I would do is I would say, as of right now, where we stand, I would say 5%. And this is my opinion, what I've been hearing. Obviously, things can change. And obviously, we know now more than ever, things are fluid. Things are so fluid in the portal. We're recording this Wednesday night. By Thursday morning, he can be committed, or there could be three other teams that are vying for him. I would go like 5% going back to Bama, 25% to Ohio State, and then the rest 70% going to Georgia. I do think the longer this drags out, the more teams you will start hearing. And maybe Caleb Downs realizes, hey, whoa, like I could drive up a bidding war right here. Like I am one of one, and I'm Caleb Downs. And then you see Oregon come into play. Somehow Texas gets their names in there, A&M, Miami, and then you're hearing, oh, okay, these schools are in there, and now it'll be bag season, and now anyone is in play. Ole Miss, LSU, sneaky. So we'll see. But obviously, if it ended today and ended tonight, I would go Georgia, Ohio State, like you said. But we will see. I do think from what I did hear something that he wants to end it pretty quickly. It won't take too long. But also like who knows? He's 18, 19 years old. He's in a spot where yes, he was highly recruited out of high school, and that recruitment was crazy. Not crazy, but very intense in terms of a lot of people wanted him because they knew how good he was. Instant impact kind of guy, which we saw this year. But not only did you see it, but he exceeded expectations as a 5-star. He exceeded his expectations. His transfer portal grade is even higher than his recruitment grade like just a year ago. So yeah, this one hurts for Bama. And but obviously whoever lands him will be getting a stud.